We decided to visit the Metropolitan Museum of Art in search of a classical Greek or Roman masterpiece that would resound with us and teach us more about ancient culture. On our walk through the museum, we entered Gallery 162, or the Roman Sculpture Court. After a quick look around, we came across a statue of Artemis and a deer, formerly known as Bronze Statue of Artemis and a Deer. Artemis, also known as Diana, was the goddess of the hunt, wild animals, wilderness, virginity, and the protector of young girls. This small-scale bronze portrayal of her depicted her alongside a stag on her left and what may have been a dog or other small animal on her right. Artemis is clothed in a flowing chiton and adorned sandals. The chiton is a sewn piece of clothing that is fastened on the shoulders. In this statue, Artemis displays a Doric-style chiton, which was simply buttoned at the shoulder. Since Artemis was the goddess of the hunt, the chiton is an appropriate form of dress. It allowed free movement and was also worn by charioteers. Her sandals were typical footwear of the time. Each god or goddess has a symbol. Artemis's symbols were the bow, arrows, moon, hunting dog, and stag. The two animals accompanying Artemis are the stag or deer, and what is believed to have been a dog. The hunting dog would have been her companion during her trips. Pan, who served as the main satyr, gave dogs to her. Pan himself was the god of wild shepherds and flocks. Artemis employed 13 dogs and 6 stags to pull all of her chariots. In mythology, Artemis is an eternal virgin. On one occasion, Actaeon spotted her nude and she changed him into a stag. Her own dogs later devoured him.
During the Trojan War, Artemis punished Agamemnon and his Greek fleet as they were leaving Troy by calming his winds for killing one of her sacred stags and boasting that he was the better hunter. In other statues, Artemis is usually depicted in a striding stance, but in this one she is standing with her right foot on the ground and her left foot trailing behind her. It is suggested that Artemis was in a stance that implied she was having an epiphany, though it isn't proven. This bronze representation of Artemis is said to have been found in Rome. Near Rome was Lake Nemi. Lake Nemi was known as the Mirror of Diana. A statue like this might have been displayed in a garden to honor the goddess. The depiction of Artemis and a deer is the first statue directly in the main hall, centered below a vast sunlight that seems to illuminate the space behind Artemis. She holds her hands open, almost in a welcoming pose, which draws the viewers in. The deer stands next to her, looking almost minuscule compared to the goddess. During this time in history, gods and goddesses were important to Greeks and Romans. Their gods were often portrayed as flawed beings, often with specific characteristics that people themselves were able to relate to. Creating sculptures of these deities was a way for humans to honor and praise their gods and goddesses in their everyday lives.